now. Look, where is it? So I think we were discussing this one, isn't it? This use case diagram. Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, this is your section. So I stopped here up to the use case diagram, this one. Lecture 1B, what I discussed here in lecture 1B. So we have taken the example of Ridgeline Mountain Outfitters company case study, this one. So it's a retail company which will provide you the clothes and the sports equipments for biking, mountain skiing, mountain biking, skiing, water sports, etc. So for that system, we are transforming that system into an information system. So for that, what we have to do? So what are the activities we have to do? So these are some functions in that business. Taking the mail order means take the order of the customer over the mail or from the phone number. You place the order, get the order, then start the items adding to the retails and start the e-business. These are some functions. So for that, this is the sequence of work I described to you. This is the work sequence. So day one, what we have to do, day two, what work we have to do, like this. Each day, what we have to do, I have expressed to you here. Okay. So this is called work sequence or work breakdown structure. So what is work breakdown structure? You are in the organization, you are going to see the details of the work that you are going to do. It is divided into small tasks. I have shown to you in the last class also this diagram, work breakdown structure. So when you are constructing the house, see, this is the work, this is the work, this is the work, main work, these are subtasks. So similarly for the IT project also, you have to define the flow of work, how the work should be divided. So that is what this slide tells you. You will start the work, you will develop the plan, then conduct the meeting with the project purchasing managers, meet with the purchasing agents, then define the use case diagrams. What are the requirements of the use case diagram? What are the cases that you need to consider? Those things you need to get it done in the second day. Okay, then third day you will develop the workflow, flow of work. What should be the first step? What should be the second step? Like that, you have to continue. Okay. Fourth day, third day see workflows. Fourth day, database designing, architecture designing. Then in the Next step, you have to write the program, write the code, just deploy that in the server and perform the testing. So this we are going to see, we have already discussed this one. So day 2 activities. First do the investigation. This is called fact finding, means investigation, to understand the requirements. Then also conduct and list down what is the preliminary first use case of a system. You have to develop, you have to think, and you have to develop a use case. Suppose I ask you library management system or library information system you have to develop. What is the use cases here? This is the use case for supplier information system. What is the use case for what are the subsystems in the library? Can you tell me, anyone? So here in this RMO company, look up the supplier. Look up means searching the supplier. So supplier name you can type and you can get the contact of the supplier. You have to store the supplier information if he is a new. If he is old supplier, update the existing supplier. This is one case. Another case is search for the contact number of the supplier. Next use case, enter the contact information if it is new. If it is existing, then update the old contact number. Then find the product information. I want to search the information of like a laptop or like a mobile phone. So in the screen I have to search. So that is also one use case. Products entry use case. Image uploading use case. So in the library, what are the use cases you will have? Can anybody tell me? Please, I want the answer fast. I will keep 5 marks for your interaction. Those who are interacting with me, answering me, for them only I will give the marks. The remaining who will keep quiet, they are quiet only. They will not get any marks. In the library information system, what do you do? What are the cases we can consider? Business cases, tell me. Quickly I want. Nobody is answering. You don't know a college library, you never took a book in the college library. What is the procedure for taking a book there? Huh? Hello? Are you seeing me? Are you listening to me?
Yes, Mr.
Yes, Mr.
Then why you are not responding? If you talk about library information system, this is first use case, second use case, third use case, fourth use case. These are called actors. Library user means you can be a student, you can be a teacher, you can be a head of the department or administration, any person. Manager here, librarian, administrator, who can add the books. Whenever the new books comes, this use case will add the book to the database. Whenever the query, suppose you are asking, do you have a system analysis book to this person, he will search in this system. So this is one use case. So if you want a book, you have to consider this use case, registering your book, borrow the book. If you want to return the book, this is the use case. So these are the use cases for this one library, and these are the use cases for information system of RMO company. So what are the subsystems? In order to draw the diagram of use case, you need to consider these 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 use cases. You can think more if you want. It is depending on the requirements. Then you can draw it and you can present it and discuss with your uh, project team. Subsystems for the designing class diagram. See here, when you see this one, supplier is one entity, one object. Contact is one object. Product is one object here. Okay, storing the product is one object and picture is one object. Now these are the attributes. You all studied with me introduction to database. Attributes and the object. Suppose if I say student, student attributes are what? What are the attributes of a student?
Name and ID.
Name, ID, etc. Civil number, phone number, major, etc. etc. is called the attributes. So here also in this information system, you have to consider the objects, what are the objects and what are their attributes. Then you draw the class diagram. This is the class diagram. So supplier is a class. So supplier class has name, address, description, comments as an attributes. Contact class. Contact class has these attributes. Product item, these attributes. Product. Then product picture, this one. So see the relationship here. One supplier can have multiple contacts, multiple addresses, one to many. One supplier can have or supply many products or one product, one to many. And one product may have 0 pictures or it can have many pictures in the database. So this is the class diagram. This is the use case for this information system. So you have to draw the use case like this. You have to draw the class diagram like this when you are doing system analysis. So this is the day 3 activity. See, discover and understand the details. Do the investigation. Fact finding means investigation to understand requirements. Then you write the document with workflow of each use case. This is use case 1. So what are the steps here? What the supplier or the purchasing agent has to do in order to search the supplier? So that steps you have to write in the workflow. That is in the day 3. Day 3 here. Develop workflows. Then design the screens. Day 3 activities, develop the workflow, then design the system components. That means screens, how your web screen will appear. You have to design the screen. So here when you go to this case study of RMO, by seeing the use case diagram, class diagram, you have to design the screen. So the screens will be something like this. So this is the screen to search for the supplier. So you will type the name of supplier like Bhavan company, then click this button, then you will get the details here. If present, if not present, then you have to search for the another supplier or you have to add the supplier information into the database. So these are the use cases that you have to consider: workflow, user experience with screens and reports. So you have to design the screen, You have to design the reports. So when you are taking the SIS system, see, this is the report. Screens are your attendance system or whatever screens. See, this is the screen. Suppose if I take attendance, it will show me the screen. This is the screen, designing screen. So when I take the attendance, it will give me the output. You understand what I am trying to tell you, explaining the uh, design components part. So first you draw the diagrams, use case class diagram, then you go for designing the system components. So detailed focus should be on the supplier information system. Only one subsystem we are going to develop. You have many subsystems in the complete RMO, supplier information system, purchasing information system, stock information system, accounts information system. Like this, there are many subsystems, but we are focusing on only one component, that is use case of this one, supplier information system. So in that use case, one, two, three, four use cases we are discussing. Search, enter the information, enter the contact information, and edit the contact information, search the contact information. This is the diagram. So use case diagram, as I told you, you can use the draw.io tool. You can use the draw.io tool. Draw.io to draw the use case diagrams. So to draw the use case
Mr.
diagrams, yes,
Mr. About the
yes,
diagrams, we have only understand it, or we'll draw like this in the future.
you have to draw. Practically, you have to draw. Use this tool. That is why I give you this website. No, you go to this website and start learning now what you have to do in this website. See here, you have to draw. This is the use case diagram. I think you are absent, maybe last class or first class. You have to draw the diagram like this. You will be given a question. By reading that question, you have to understand and you have to draw the diagram. Practical exam, you have to do like this. Even in the exam, final exam, if they ask, you have to draw with your hand, pen, pencil, or paper, pen, whatever it is. So you have to draw the use cases like this. Then do the connections. Okay, like this you have to do. So you have to bring the structure like this. This is the use case diagram you need to draw. Understand?
Yes, Mr.
Yes, Mr.
After drawing the use case, after drawing the class diagram, you need to draw this diagram called activity diagram. So for the first use case, lookup supplier means what is the process in this one? Step 1, step 2, step 3. What is there in this one? That is called this one activity diagram. That means workflow. First start, enter the supplier information. Okay. So first you will start and enter the supplier information here, and you click the button. If the information is there in the database, you will get it. If not, you have to type another name. That is what this workflow is explaining to you. Start, enter the supplier name. Then you press the enter. When not found, then you have to type another name and search. If it is found, view the details of the supplier. If the supplier is there, contact number might be there. If it is not there, then you have to select the contact, get the contact information and view the contact information. If everything is there, then finish the process like this. If the contact information ma maujud, follow this path and come to the end. So that is what I am showing you here. When you design this screen, so you get the contact number here. Type the contact number. You if it spoon feed you, you have to think and you have to draw the diagram like a flow chart like this. Understanding everybody, boys, girls? No answer.
Yes, yes, Mr. I understand.
That is up to third day. Now fourth day activity. See, fourth day activity, you design the components of the system. What is that? It is nothing but your database. How to design the database? You know, you are all experts. Last semester you studied introduction to database course. So you identified the table design, how to do, what are the keys, what is the index, what are the attributes, referential integrity. Can you tell anybody what is referential integrity? Can any one of you tell me what is referential integrity? What is the meaning of referential integrity? Can anybody tell me? Referential integrity. Nobody knows this? Nobody know? Hajar, what is referential integrity? Nobody knows? Huda,
Mr. Relation
Mr. Get
between
the
two
spelling.
tables.
get the? Tell me, what is that? Osama?
Mr. Relation between two tables.
So you define primary key, foreign key. Foreign key will refer to the objects in the other tables. So such type of work you have to do in this fourth day, designing the database. Then design the high level structural diagram, like which is the browser you are using, how you are connecting to the internet, and how you are accessing the components, that you have to define as an architectural diagram. That is shown here in this one like this. This is the supplier table and this is the attributes: supplier id, name, address, etc, etc. This is the data type, primary key. Contact table, these are the attributes: data type, primary key, foreign key, supplier id, which is primary key. Okay, So now you have to design the screen like this, design the tables like that, and then go for the architectural diagram like this. This is called architectural diagram. So you are using the Google Chrome. In the Google Chrome, you are typing this website address. Where is that? This one. And you are getting this information in the web page. So you are connecting to the internet, your request goes to the server, and from the database, the supplier information is retrieved and displayed back to the browser. This is called your architectural configuration diagram. So which will be used to draw and understand about the system. So supplier information system, we need to understand. So for that, we are drawing this diagram. Is this clear, this picture? So supplier information system, product information system, like this, the connectivity of the components is done. Students,
Yes, Mister.
now class diagram you have to create. You understood what is a class when you studied programming fundamentals. Class is nothing but a blueprint, a template, which contains member functions and methods. Java class in object-oriented programming. Class is nothing but a blueprint. It is a template for creating the objects. So it has member variables, it has attributes, member functions and methods. Okay, this is called a class. So similarly here you have the system of supplier. Supplier is a class. So here you have these methods, and here these are the member functions. So when you want to search the supplier, I need to call this method lookup supplier. When I want to search for his contact information, display the information, I have to call this function. Same way for the contact searching, this method you have to call. Get the supplier information, this method you have to call. Get the contact information, this method you have to call. So this includes the views. This is the layered classes, main class and the subclasses. So diagram did I write here? Where is the diagram? So this is what called the class. In that you have, these are all member functions like student ID, integer, student name, string, student mobiles, all these things. And this is a method. And this is related with other class like marks, course ID, student ID, foreign key, marks, get student marks is the method. So like this, I have different methods to call. See, supplier lookup means I will search for the supplier. Supplier view means I will call the method display supplier, which is there here. Display supplier, lookup supplier. So this is your class diagram. This is your class diagram. You understand this diagram? and this is the subsystem architectural design diagram. So this is called view. View means presentation layer, and this is called your model. Model is nothing but your database design or the class diagram which will connect with the database. See, that is done using the SQL, and this is done presentation using HTML, JavaScript, CSS. You have studied web development, or you are studied introduction to web development. So using the HTML, you will design the screens like this. Screens like this you will design HTML. So using the database, you will store the information. So this is called your architectural diagram for the subsystem. Okay, then next one, you have to draw the design, you have to prepare the architectural diagram, and once the diagram is there, you start building the components. Means you have to write the coding. So you have the diagram like this, then start writing the code. Program you write. So programming and designing can be done concurrently. You have to do parallelly. You don't design everything and then you will code. Do some design, initial design, then write the program. Then again do the remaining design, write the program. Like this, we will proceed in the systems development life cycle. You should not sit idle until the design is complete. So side by side, parallelly, you have to draw the you have to code while doing the design. Some code, some design, some code, some design, like this. So this is an example I will give you in the next slide, how you will design the components. So use case by use case, you proceed. First is supplier information. When the supplier searching is finished, go for edit or enter the supplier information, the next use case. Like that, finish all the use cases. This one, case by case you go. After that, build the system, test the system, and integrate the system components. So testing needs to be done. So if I type the customer name correct here, supplier name correct here, if I type Bhavan Cybertech, then click, system will give me information. Instead of Bhavan Cybertech, if I type here some special characters like dollar symbol, at the rate, hash, then I click this one. It is not a valid supplier name. So I have to test it. I have to test what is valid, what is invalid. So when you are storing the data, you have to implement the constraints. See, this is valid ID for the course. This is not a valid ID which contains the special characters. This is not a valid South percentage Bhavan computer, but this is valid. So you have to test for the system whether your program is working fine, whether the data you supplied is working fine. So test data you need to create. So write the program, build the use case by use case, do the unit testing and integration testing. That means single component you test it as a unit, and finally integrate the all components and test it. Okay, so this is the sample program coding for your screen. If you want to design a screen, you have to write like this: supplier view. Can you see here? Supplier view, and it contains two methods: lookup supplier, display supplier. Lookup supplier, this is the function called. Display supplier, this is the function called. This program is called PHP program. You will study this if you are a software student in advanced web development course. Okay, so first you will do the design, then write the program like this, and this program needs to be tested. So testing is this one. Start creating the test data like this. I told you, this is my data, correct data, and this is the invalid data. So type both, then click the button here. This one, type here the name, then click the button and test whether the program is working fine or not. If it is not working, then you provide the other data, correct data. So conduct the test. If there is no error, end the process. If there is an error, fix the error. Then again conduct the test. Check whether the program is producing correct result. If it is producing correct result, end the program. So this is the workflow, flow of testing your program. So start testing, create the test data, apply the data, put the data into your program and test it. If it is producing correct results, end the process. If it is not, you have to repeat the steps. Understand?
Yes, Mister.
So this is the final screen you will design using any HTML or any language. This is the screen which will be the use case lookup supplier. We are talking only one subsystem. Please understand here. Like this, we have many systems, many subsystems here. Only this one. This is nothing but this is the output. Lookup supplier. So type the supplier name, click here, you will get the information. Understand? One subsystem you are developing this one. Like this, there are many use cases. So use case by use case, you have to draw the design and continue until all the cases are finished. So when you complete all the use cases and write the design and write the code, you have to perform testing. After testing, you have to deploy. Deploy means install the software into the system. So perform functional testing means you are what functions you are doing, like display supplier, view supplier, contact supplier. These are all functions you written the code. So that programs you need to test as a this type of testing, functional testing. After that, finally user will test your program. User, customer, end user is going to use your system. So he will test your program. If we say it's okay, then you go for the next level. Otherwise, you have to repeat the process. Once the user accepts the all functionality, you need to deploy, means install the software or the programs into the system. So what you have produced now, you have produced only first iteration, only the first part. So like this, you will deliver the remaining parts to the client in the next increment, in the next release. So more iterations are taking longer weeks. Maybe this is a small iteration. So if you have big project, you will have many iterations. So end users needs to be involved, particularly in these all days, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 6, because you are gathering the information here. You are designing the screens. You have to discuss with the end users. last step also while testing, etc. So day 4 and day 5 involve design and programming. Both can be done same time, concurrently. So lots of time was spent on programming and design. So this is the first iteration which you are developing. Our lecture is iterative development approach. As I told you before, incremental approach. So when you are doing this one, information system for looking up the supplier. So you are the developer who is working in Microsoft company. So you are designing this one as a first increment, and you will deliver this to the client RMO, delivering the first increment. Suppose the client says that in the next increment, do the change. Like I want to add supplier email. So you have to add here and deliver this as, again you have to do the testing here after adding. Coding, designing, coding, testing, then only you can deploy and deliver it to the client as a second increment. Like this, you have to do incremental approach. You have to do the approach. This is what called incremental approach. This one. Iterations you are doing and developing the software. Iteration 1, iteration 2, iteration 3, 4, 5, 6. Understand this one. What is the meaning of iterative development or agile development? You understand, students, this one? So for doing this process, you are analyzing, you are designing, you are coding, you are testing, you are deploying. Please let me know whether you understand this one or not. What should I understand now? You understood or you did not understood? Are you listening?
Yeah, mister.
So this is the first iteration we developed. So like this, you have to proceed for the other iterations. So other use cases you have to complete. So in this lecture, what we studied is how to solve the organization problem by understanding their needs. RMO company is having a problem of taking their business to the customers. How to take the business to the customers? How I can put an order? How I can search for the supplier? So for that, we are designing the use case diagram, then class diagram, then defining the workflow, and then starting the architectural diagram, database design, screen design. Then we are writing the program, and finally we are releasing to the client the increment like this. Like this we are designing. So first increment, then again make some changes if the client is asking, then deliver it in the second increment. Like that, it goes on. Understood this one, students? RMO company is having a website. So in that you are developing this one, supplier information system. Under that system, this is a subsystem, search for the supplier. This is the screen. For that, directly you are not doing the HTML code. You are drawing the use case diagram. You are drawing the class diagram. You are drawing the database design. You are drawing the architectural diagram. Then only you will start writing the HTML code like this. Understood, students?
Yes, Mr. Yes.
Okay, one second. Wait. So this is the end of the first B lecture. We will go for the second lecture now. So with the help of case study, we have understood that what is a information system, how to design an information system for an organization like RMO organization. Okay, so now investigating the system requirements. The first activity, the first step. So in the chapter 2, in the lecture 2, investigating the system requirements topic we will learn. So what are the outline of this course is what are the system analysis activity? What are the requirements we will learn? How to do the design, that is model or modeling. Who are the different people involved in our project, stakeholders, that we will study. The last objective is gathering techniques, collecting techniques of data in order to develop information system that we are going to see in the last outline. So these are the objectives we will cover in our lecture 2. So what are the system analysis means what activities, what are the steps you will do in that one, that we will study in this one. Then difference between the requirements. There are two types of requirements, functional and non-functional. What is the difference between them? Next one, describe the role of models. What the model will do in the system analysis process. Who are the different stakeholders? What is their contribution? What they will give you while developing a system. Data gathering techniques. Which is the best data gathering technique you can apply to your information system? So these are the 5 objectives we will achieve once we complete this lecture. So let us see now the first objective, system analysis, what it is. So in order to do an information system design, you have to follow this first activity, that is system analysis, you have to carry on. This contains, these are the detailed steps. First, collect the detailed information. Define what is the requirement for doing the information system. List the priority. If you have 5 items to be 5 requirements of the system, information system. So which one is the having higher priority? Which one is having second priority? Like that you organize, arrange them. Third one, develop the user interface design screens. Last one, check the requirements with the user, evaluate the requirements, whether what they produced and what you have designed both are matching or not. So this is nothing but the detailed activities contained in this process called system analysis. Let us go and see what are they detailedly. Gathering the detailed information. How you will gather? So you have to go to the place, client place. You have to collect the data. How? Conduct the questionnaires. Prepare the questionnaires, distribute it to the people, get the feedback. Conduct the interviews, ask the questions to them. Like, I want to develop an information system for RMO, supplier info. How you want the design, mister? Please tell me. If you ask like this, they will give, okay, you need to put a screen. In that we have to type a supplier name, then click the button, then you should get the data. Like this they will explain to you. So you have to collect this information and write the document, prepare the document, and again design it or come to the conclusion, get back the feedback. Get the feedback again by showing it to the customers or to the end users. Comments, suggestions. Second step in this analysis is define the requirements. What are the requirements you have to do for your information system designing? So here 2 types of requirements comes under, functional requirements and non-functional requirements. So what are the functional requirements and what are the non-functional requirements? That I will show you now. Let me close this one. Okay, functional requirements and non-functional requirements. Functional requirement means your information system must do what function or what task. That we need to mention in the analysis stage. That we need to define in the analysis stage. I want to show you the difference. What is the functional functional requirements and what is the non-functional requirements. Now see here, I am writing some examples. Suppose you are designing the SIS portal. What is the functional requirement? Means taking the attendance is one functional requirement. Grade entry is one functional requirement. Transcript generation is another functional requirement. Like this is the requirements of the information system, student information system, SIS portal. For our supplier information system, search the supplier, search for the contact, edit the contact, enter the contact, edit the customer supplier information. These are the functional requirements. Non-functional requirements are related to the speed, that when you search for the customer information, the system should provide the data quickly. The system should work 24 hours without stopping. The system should produce faster data, faster output. The system must store the data by occupying less memory space. These are all called non-functional, not related to functionality. It related to speed, it related to performance, it related to the usability, etc. So this is the major difference between functional requirements and non-functional requirements. Understand, this may be asked, difference between the functional and non-functional requirements.
Again, Mister.
Functional requirement means what the system must do, what your system must perform. That is called functional requirement. So attendance, taking the attendance is one function. Marking the grades is one function in the SIS. Like this, in the supplier information system, looking up the supplier is one functional requirement. Looking up the contact is one functional requirement. Like this, you can define what are the functional requirements and what are the non-functional requirements. So once if you state them, list them, you have to prioritize them, which is essential, which is important, which is not important. That things you can decide. So this is important or this is important first. Taking the attendance is important. After that only, finally you will write the exam, then grades will come. So this needs to be focused first. So like that, you have to prioritize the requirements, arrange them in order, then develop the user interface dialogues, means screens. Develop the user interface dialogues. So by seeing the screen like this, what you have, the user can understand how much interaction is happening between the user and the system. Interaction between the user and the system will be coming to know. Then evaluate the requirements with the user. So user involvement is necessary. Suppose you are entering a supplier name here. How much should be the length of the supplier name? Whether it should be 100 characters or 1000 characters, how much? That requirement you need to get from the user, means customer. So you are the analyst, you are the developer. So you have to sit with that person and get the data. Understand? So these are the detailed activities which is performed or which are performed under this step, analysis or analyzing a system. Is this clear? First get the data, define the requirements, prioritize the requirements, develop the design, and evaluate, check the requirements with the users. Students, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
This is
Yes,
the
Mister.
first activity, system analysis activity. Next is, what are the requirements? As I told you, functional requirements means what? Non-functional requirement means what? Functional requirements means the activities that system must perform. So your this thing, where is that? See, this system, library system must perform this activity: borrow the book, return the book, show the book, and add the new book. Similarly, for your supplier information system, so you need to show what are the functions the system must perform. Like as I have shown you, search for the supplier, search for the contact. So system, subsystem 1, subsystem 2, subsystem 3, like that. Non-functional requirement means the other characteristics of the system, means the constraints and the goals. It is related to the performance. System performance. It is related to usability. Usability means friendliness. See why everybody is using mobile phones? Because the screens are very easy to use. They are user friendly to the customers, to the users. So such factors, such requirements are considered as non-functional requirements. Whereas functional requirements means this one. So this is what your system is doing. SIS is doing what? SIS. SIS is having attendance system. SIS is having the transcript system. Many functions are there. See, these are all the functions. Now when I log in, can you see in how much seconds this home page came? Maybe 2 seconds or 3 seconds. That time constraint is known as non-functional requirements. It related to performance. And this is related to the functions, taking the attendance, seeing the timetable of the student, so generating the transcript of the student, etc. Functional requirement, non-functional requirement. Understand? Now in the next screen, it has been discussed that functional requirement, the acronym, the abbreviation word can be remembered like this. FERPS means functional requirements, usability, reliability, performance, and security. All are under the, see, not all these are the first, except first, non-functional, and this one functional. Functional and non-functional requirements. Is this clear?
Yes, clear.
Now in this table they have given to you functional requirements, means what are the functions that the business, the information system is performing. What are the processes? So for SIS, these are the processes I am showing you. Attendance, transcript, generating class list, grade entry, okay, all those, change password, etc., etc., change program. So these are the rules, these are the processes under this SIS system. Non-functional means related to the user friendliness, interface, how easy it is, reliability, Is there any failure rate? How much successfully working, how much it is not working successfully? My 95% it is working successfully. Maybe sometimes the server is down, 5% it is not working. That is all non-functional requirements. Performance, how is the performance? Quickly it is giving you the data or it is taking time? Security, so is your data secured or any hacker or any person is misusing your data? These are all non-functional requirements. So first step is system analysis, collecting the detailed information. That is one objective. Second objective is functional understanding the requirements, functional and non-functional requirements. Now the third objective is model. How the model will help you, or in order to do the design of the modeling, what you need to do. See, model is nothing but the representation of some aspect of a system. You are developing a model. You are developing a model with the help of some diagram. I am saying that I am engineering a manufacturing a car. Car, I am saying just car. I am not giving you the details. See, car has many functional details like this: steering system, seating system, engine system, okay, sound system, piston working, speedometer. Many functions are there, sub functions are there in this one. So I am telling you only car model. So if I design this model, the user can understand, okay, this car looks like this, it has 4 seats. So the user can get some idea what is this model, how it will help me. So model is representation of some aspect of the system that is being built, that is being manufactured, or that is being developed. So there are different types of models. So I can design with some text, writing the steps, algorithms. I can design maybe with the help of a tools, some diagram like this I can generate. Or I can design or formulate some mathematical formulas I can construct. Algorithm I can construct using different tools. So unified modeling language is used to design our data models. With the help of data UML, you can make the people user understand how the system will look like. For example, like this. So this is the text one. These are the steps I am writing: buy car, sell car, get car, make payment, trade, something like this. Or you may be drawing a use case, or you may be drawing a class diagram, or you may be drawing a map, sequence, class, blah, 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 etc. These all will help you. With this model, you can define the system properly. You can explain to the customer properly how the system looks like and how the system, what the system will be performing. Understand this one, students? Student, understand?
Yes,
Yes,
Mr.
So what is the importance of design here is, with the help of design, you can do the interaction with the users. So this will help you to understand your system. So you are going to create the model. How? Using this language. How? Using this tool. Using this tool. So with the help of these diagrams, any person can understand how our system is working, what does it contains, etc. See why we are modeling. I told you already the answer. To reduce the complexity by abstraction. So people don't want, I have sound system, I have mapping system, I have GPS, I have Bluetooth, I have sensor, I have engine system, I have piston system. No, I don't want to listen that one. I say car. Car is a system. So by designing the model, you can reduce the complexity by abstraction. Only give the necessary information. Don't give the detailed information. You can learn from the modeling process. You can remember all the details. If you design, if you prepare a model, you can easily communicate with the other team members. You can easily communicate with the stakeholders. Stakeholder means the people who are interested in your systems development process. He is not doing development, but he will provide you some information like maybe data or maybe some money or maybe some goods, services, etc. So modeling will help you to document what was done, what to be done for future enhancement. So all these are the advantages of doing the modeling, preparing a model. So stakeholder now. Who is a stakeholder? This is the person who is showing the interest in the implementation of the system. Internal, there are different types of stakeholders. Internal, external, operational. I will show you the diagram. Then you can understand who are they, why we need them. This is the stakeholder diagram. So there are many stakeholders in the organization. Some are called internal stakeholders. Internal means they are inside your organization. So you are developing a system. So in that system, where is that? So when you are developing a system, you are the developer. So you will be involved along with the interested people. You will be involved along with the other people who are interested. Like this is the developer you. So in your company, developer is there, system engineer is there. Where is the stakeholder? Yeah. Analyst, designer, developer, they are all internally present in your organization. There are some people like RMO end users. They are also called the stakeholder who is showing participation in your project. They provide you the data. They will test your information system. They will sponsor your money for the project. So these they are all called stakeholders. So stakeholders are internal to the organization, or sometimes they are outsiders who will provide the money, who will test the system, who will supply the items, who will have the vendors. So external stakeholders, operational stakeholders means the top regularly involved in using the system. Operational, like an end user. Executive stakeholders means the highest power, highest level of users. CEO, president, board members, trustees, president of the company. They are all called executive stakeholders. So internal stakeholders means within the organization. External means outside the organization. Operational means person who regularly interact with the system. The last one, they don't directly interact with the system. Only to get the money, finance, they will take participation, and they are called external stakeholders, like a president, CEO, board of members, etc. This is the diagram. Whatever I explained, my own diagram I have given to you here. Where is that? This one, stakeholders. So in your slides, it is given like this. Operational means like this. Internal accountants, mal hisab, kasam mal hisab. Internal auditors, bookkeepers. Executive uh, stakeholders is senior managers, board of directors, as I told you, trustees. External means outsiders like Omantel, Ooredoo. They are supplying services to the University of Technology and Applied Science, SUR, internet services. And another one is executive power, like investing the money. So some people are investing the money to make our program successful. Maybe like Bank Wataniya or Bank Muscat, etc. So they are showing participation so that they can also generate the income. They can also generate the money. So they are all known as stakeholders. See, for us, for the customer RMO management system, so taking the orders through phone, email, you need the clerks, means some end user. Warehouse means makhzan, storing the product, shipping the product. Shipping the product, you need some people. Shipping personnel means people. Marketing people, sales, who will maintain online catalog. Then see, senior executives, customers, external shippers like DHL, FedEx, Aramex, etc. So these are all known as stakeholders. Understand this one? See, they are organized within the company. They are like this: RMO, internal stakeholders. So Mr. John, Elizabeth, under the Elizabeth, there are this many people working. So they are all internal stakeholders. You can see here, uh, merchandising and distribution, vice president marketing, vice president finance. So based on that, they are organized in each department. So these are the internal stakeholders present within the organization. So today what we studied, what are the activities of a system analysis? What is the difference between the functional and non-functional requirements? What is the need of modeling? Why do we need to model our system? Who are the different stakeholders? How the stakeholders are taking participations? These are all the objectives that we completed. So in the next lecture, we will see about the other objectives, gathering techniques. Till here, if you have any questions, please you can ask. Students,
No question, Mister.
To answer your attendance, Huda Khamis present. Khalid,
Yes, Mister.
Saham,
Yes.
Khadija,
Yes, Mister.
Saja, Muat, Muat present. Absent. Hajar Al Araimi,
Yes, Mister.
Anwar Al Sadi, Anwar Al Sadi, Anwar Mojud, Anwar absent. Anwar,
No, Mister. It was. She was here.
who is there? Bushra,
Yes, Mister.
Suraya,
Yes, Mister.
Shahad Al Matani,
Yes, Mister.
Hajar Al Gailani,
Yes, Mister.
Mr. Anwar is here.
Jawahar Isa.
Yes, Mister.
Okay, Jawahar is there. Isa, Jawahar Isa, Jawahar Isa.
Yes, Mister.
You sent a mail to me. I sent you the link, no? Class link.
Yeah, that a wrong mistake.
Okay. Rashid,
Yes, Mister.
Zion,
Yes, Mister.
Abrar,
Yes, Mister.
Sama,
Yes, Mister. Here.
Shaima, Shaima Al Ghazali,
Yes, Mister.
Maryam Al Alawi,
Yes, Mister. I am here.
Reem Al Jabri,
Yes, Mister.
Maryam Al Mamari,
Yes, Mister.
Numaira Al Balushi,
Yes, Mister.
Ahad Al Tamtami,
Yes, Mister.
Yusra,
Yes, Mister.
Reem Al Khuzairi, Reem Al Khuzairi, Shahla,
Yes, Mister.
Basma, Basma Al Jamri.
Yes, Mister.
You did not join to morning class, Basma?
Yes,
Basma,
Mister. Yes.
did you join application software development class?
Yes, yes, yesterday, yes.
Yesterday, no, today, morning. Today morning, you came to the class? Khalud Al Jafri,
Yes, Mister.
Balqis,
Yes, Mister.
Suad,
Yes, Mister.
Momin,
Yes, Mister.
Suad, you got added yesterday to the class?
Which class, Mister?
This class you registered only yesterday?
Yes.
How add and drop is finished now? How they are allowing?
No, Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. Okay. We will see in the next class. Thank you very much.